to start tomorrow. But right now, let me engage one man who is very, very much known in matters to do with sports here in the country. That is Fred Muteti, that's the chairman of Sports Kenya in the country. I see you also love golf, and you seem to be enjoying it, Fred.
Okay, let me start first of all by saying that Kenya Open this year, we are celebrating 50 years since Kenya Open has been hosted in Kenya. And we are very privileged. For 50 years, we have been hosting this event. It is an event that has really opened Kenya. It has marketed Kenya. It has made Kenya to be known all over the world that also Kenyans can play golf. We always do very well in other sports, in rugby and athletics. But in golf, we are doing very well.
We're talking about golf, and you're saying we're doing well. I know there is a lot of challenges. Only 2 Kenyans made the cut yesterday, and those are the only 2 Kenyans who we expect them maybe to be able to start this time out. In your own assessment, what might be the reason as to why we are lagging behind? Because only 2 and we're playing at home. It's a big challenge maybe for our pro golfers here in the country.
I think when we increased the prize money, we made sure that we have brought in a lot of professionals. So it was very competitive. And the 2 Kenyans who have made it, they have done a very good job. So I'll congratulate them, Charania and Mohit. But I want to say that because of the prize money, and even next year we are planning to increase the prize money, so now we qualify for the European tour. Now you'll see even more people coming in because the prize money is very high. So that competition will be very steep. But we are prepared for next year to prepare our pros early in advance and start engaging them in many trainings and events and ensure that they qualify and win. We're also sure that Charania is a good golfer. Tomorrow he might pull a surprise. And Mohit now is playing well. So we are hoping that they will also play very well. But we are very happy that this event has really brought a lot of professionals.
We're talking about a lot of professionals and how they've come and how they're making this event become one of the best European Challenge Tour. In your own assessment, I know the facilities here in Kenya maybe might be wanting, and people might say even our golf courses are not as big as compared to other countries. So probably, do you think that that's a hindrance in making the Kenyans perform the way the counterparts and the guys coming from abroad are doing?
I think the challenge is not the course, because we have a very nice course. Muthaiga golf course is very nice. Karen, we have a very nice course. We have VetLab, which is one of the best courses. We have other courses coming up. So I think the course is not the issue. The challenge we're having is we need to put more support in training. We need to train our pros more and expose them in other tournaments and ensure that they play in other tournaments so that now they are prepared. Then also, we are also training. If you watched very well, the pros who are playing here, mainly from Europe, they are young. So we also want to encourage young people to start learning golf even in schools. And the other day, our President Kenyatta, said that his government will ensure that sports, and especially golf, is played in high school and primary school. So people start learning golf early. Like you can imagine, me, I started playing golf when I'm 40. So people need to start playing golf when they're young. That way they will learn more and become more golfers. And I'm also asking you to become a golfer.
I think I'll try to do that. But you're telling me about how young these guys are in matters to do with their preparation. And I remember the guy who led yesterday night is a 19-year-old German, talking about the Kenyans actually making it a reality and maybe trying to golf while at school. And the government, yes, has made that promise. But will that be just one of the many promises? Because you're talking about a promise that the same government made to construct some stadiums, of which we're still waiting.
I think it's not just a pronouncement by the president. We have actually engaged the stakeholders, and we have said, if there's a school around a golf course, for example, I'll give an example of Nakuru. Nakuru, we have a golf course in Nakuru town. If there are schools around there, each golf club should put a day to give schools a chance to come and learn golf. For example, in Machakos, around Machakos town, we have a golf course. The schools around Machakos should give a chance to schools to practice golf. But also, the government is not just talking. We have finished a 9-hole at Lenana School, which was supported by government. And very soon, the president will be able to launch it. We're also putting up a golf course at Kasarani. The other day, you saw the minister touring Kasarani, where it was being alleged is being grabbed. We're actually putting a golf course there to also buffer the land from being grabbed at Kasarani. So the government is committed to ensure that we increase the facilities. And you know, building a golf course is not easy and cheap. But the government is committed to put resources and allocate money to ensure that every Kenyan has access to a golf course.
Talk me through about, you're talking about the government commitment in making sure that we have enough facilities. Take me through Nyayo Stadium and also Kasarani. They're under construction, refurbishment, we may call them, but not with the pace a lot of people would have wanted it to be done.
I think Kasarani and Nyayo will be through by the first week of May. So by the first week of May, we are going to open up the stadiums, and we are going to host a lot of tournaments for football, rugby, and athletics. But we need to focus more on golf, because golf can also assist marketing Kenya. You can imagine how many tourists have come to Kenya this season because of the Kenya Open. So we need to put more in building facilities and building capacities to ensure that future events Kenya is also a win. But we've done well in rugby. It's because we have put more time in training. And the rugby team is doing very well, and they are doing a lot of training, and government is supporting.
Just before we come to a wind-up, I know you're talking about the government support and all the facilities and what we have. What's the general take in regards to the government promise, again, in making sure that they facilitate? Remember how sponsorship has been a very, very big issue in regards to the local football. The sponsors pulled out. The government deputy president, to be specific, pledged and said that they will cover that gap. But I can authoritatively say up to now, the federations, Football Federation and also the Kenyan Premier League, they are yet to receive this money. What exactly is the position of this?
Well, the position is that the government promised to come in and take over from what the sponsors were doing. We're also having another team negotiating with the sponsors. So I can say that government is committed. And when I say government is committed, you know we have a lot of activities going on. Like now we are preparing the we are preparing the Commonwealth tour for our athletes and other sports people. So government resources sometimes are not always available, but they have really tried a lot. And we have been supporting football. I think most of our budget in sports goes to football. In fact, it's just the first time now government is giving 50 million to support golf. So we want to say that government is committed, and I can tell you we are very committed to supporting football. And we have always spent almost half of our budget on football.
Maybe in your own take, when will now the football, we're talking about spending that money, but I know of teams, they are really struggling. Football players in the country, those who are going to the Kenyan Premier League, they are really, really struggling. What are we waiting for if we will salvage this situation?
I think we need to borrow from rugby and athletics. I'll give you an example. If you go to Eldoret, every morning, young people, many, they're in the streets practicing and training. Our football has not taken a lot of time in training. And rugby, if you go to Imbala, every time you go there, you find young people there training in a gym, practicing. We need, FKF needs to come out and put more time in training. I think that's the only challenge we have. Because
but people will argue that the clubs are training and they are doing it because they always have the league games and they try as much as they can. But we know of instances that players might say they won't go to training because they don't have that money in their pocket.
That's why I'm saying that the government needs now to strategize and put more money in capacity building the players so that each player has money and trains. Like volleyball, we've done very well, especially volleyball for women, because a pipeline has been supporting them. And prisons, you saw the amount of money they have put in their volleyball for ladies. So if we put more time in capacity building the player, I think we will achieve more. So we are planning to come up with a new strategy of now focusing on the player.
So maybe as we wind up now, what will you tell Kenyans about the event that is going on here? We know tomorrow promises to be a different day altogether, and maybe the two Kenyans will star.
I think tomorrow the two Kenyans will star, and I'm asking Kenyans, the public, if you have time and you can make it to Muthaiga, please come, let us cheer up our team, Charania and Mojito, so that now they can succeed in winning this tournament. And tomorrow we're giving a lot of money. The winner prize will be around 10 million. So you can imagine that kind of money going to a Kenyan. So I'm encouraging Kenyans to come out in large numbers. We come and cheer our team. And also, we come and see how foreigners have come in big numbers. I think tourism, and I was told the CEO of tourism board is around, she will come here and tell you the numbers, because we have received so many visitors from Europe, from America. And next year, we are pushing to qualify for the European Tour. So it's going to be a different game. It's going to be quite entertaining and quite also encouraging our young people to learn.
Thank you very much. It's Fred Muteti, and he's the chairman of Sports Kenya. And in his own words, Kenya is doing good. It matters to do with the sports. That promise from the government to make sure that we have money for the teams that will be doing duty for the country in other sporting activities. It still remains to be a promise that the government is expected, and we still wait to see if they will be able to honor that promise. For now, let's cross over to the other side. Robinson Okenya has been pitching camp at Kakamega Buhungu Stadium. We know the Chapa Dimba is going on. It is expected again to be a beautiful one, but with just some few moments, we wait and see what happens there. So, Okenya, what is happening in Buhungu?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Moses. We are here at Buhungu Stadium in Kakamega County. Remember, it's day 3 of the finals of